Also, I would like to request that please drop your queries, which should be related to today's topic only. Okay. No more like when the classes will get started, when the things, because yes, I know, but we, for all these, we have already dropped the mentors details over your WhatsApp communities. You can ask from them. Okay. Yes, I can see more learners are reacting. That's very good. Yes. Only few more minutes and we will start the session. Yes. It's a little activity that, yes, I can also know that, yes, learners have joined and they have joined with more attentiveness and they are eager to get begin the session. Yes. One learner is laughing. Why? Few of the learners have raised their hands, Anamika and Kushi. We will take up your query at the end of the session. So at the time of the Q&A, you can drop your query over the chat box. Okay. So currently you can drop your hands. Thank you. So, good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome to the Abhyuday Week 4 in its session 1. The Abhyuday series is designed to give you more than just the classroom knowledge. It's a platform where we bring your face to face with innovators, researchers, industry leaders who share experiences that can shape your journey of growth and success. Hi, Soumya Bhardwaj, and today I will be your the moderator. Together, we will dive into the fresh ideas and practical insights that encourage us to think differently and apply learning in powerful ways. On behalf of CDO VGU, I again extend a very warm welcome to all our dear learners, faculty members, and guests who have joined us directly. Before we begin, I would like to mention some mandatory points. Please keep your microphones muted during the session and keep your cameras on if possible because learners, this point or when you are interactively joining the session, it makes the session more engaging. Just a minute. Yes, learners, I am back. So yes, I was asking about the mandatory points which you have to keep in mind. Third one is which I had already earlier mentioned that please keep your points, keep your questions in the chat box when we will have the Q&A session, and those queries should be related to the this session only. And the last thing, we will share the feedback form in the session. So all the learners have to fill that feedback form because it will give you your participation certificate form. So it's mandatory for all the learners. So now it's my privilege to introduce our esteemed guest for today's session, Ms. Archana Rani, who will be speaking on the engaging topic gamification in education. She is currently working as a scientist F in CDAC Mumbai and head of the Department of Educational Technology Unit. CDAC is a premier R&D organization under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. The Education Technology Unit is focused on research in effective uses of technology in India. It is one of its 12 centers. ETU had been functional delivering flagship projects related to educational technology in India, such as Vidyakash, OLAPS, Safal, etc. Her areas of expertise include learning management systems, language tutoring, virtual labs, inquiry learning, instructional designs, gamification, game based learnings, and assessment technology. So, today we are truly honored to have her with us today. We warmly welcome Ms. Archana Rani to share her insights. Ma'am, please.
Thank you so much for this introduction. Okay, so there is,
Ma'am, you are not audible.
am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am, but your voice is echoing.
Is it better now?
Sorry, ma'am, but it's still.
Is it better now?
Ma'am, I'm connecting to the call. Dear learners, our guest is just joining. Dear learners, kindly stop reacting over the emojis. We are having some technical issues, so it will be
Can you please give me the access? Can you please give me access?
yes, ma'am.
Is it better now?
Perfect, ma'am. Now it's perfect.
Is it
Yes,
better?
ma'am.
Okay, we'll get started. Sorry for the technical glitch. Actually, it's raining very heavily in Mumbai. So there was a power outage in our office. So I've come to another location, and that's why just a little bit issue in setting up things. Okay. Okay. So I hope my audio, video, everything is okay. Can I get started?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Absolutely
It's perfect.
perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So students, a very good afternoon to you all. This is the session for today, which is gamification in education. You might have already heard about this buzzword called gamification. And today we will be discussing what exactly is this gamification, just basics of it, and how is it relevant in education? How is it relevant to you all as well? I belong to CDAC. I'm working in CDAC. It's a Center for Development of Advanced Computing. Do you know what is CDAC? Do anyone knows? Does anyone knows? So we are actually responsible for the first supercomputer in India. So that's where CDAC was set up way back in 1988, and it functions under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, and it is functional through its 12 centers. Okay, so we have 12 centers in India. And various focus areas. As I said, that we were working on supercomputing. So high performance computing is one of our main focus areas. Apart from that, there are also other significant areas where CDAC has been contributing, including cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, software technologies, health informatics, education technologies, and our training programs. Some of you may be aware about the various postgraduate training programs that we do offer. Now, I work in education technology unit. Um, so more information about CDAC you can find in cdac.in. So now education technology unit. So it's a 2 decade old department of CDAC Mumbai. And primarily, we are working at technology development, covering all spaces of education, from school education to engineering educations. So over the year, we have been functioning through various activities related to development of tools and technologies to enhance teaching and learning process and creating awareness. So we have been very vocal in promoting open source tools and technologies right from the time when ET was set up. That's where we were the early users of Moodle learning management system, which was that time used, and possibly in many online learning environments, it is still used worldwide. As I understand, you all are also online, you are accessing your courses online. It's providing consultancy for setting up learning environments that also we do. Some of the flagship projects that are functional under ETU are Vidyakash, which is the National Resource Center for Online Learning. So it was the first of its kind of the resource center which was set up in NCST, which was Software for National Center for Software Technology, which later got merged into CDAC. Online Labs is one of our flagship projects, which is a 11-year-old project wherein we have developed more than 500 labs for school children in science, mathematics, languages, social sciences, etc. Please, if you know anyone, school children who would like to use this, is a government initiative. olabs.edu.in. Very interesting labs are made available to school children. It was used widely during the lockdown. And one of our recent projects is SUFFLE Structured Assessment for Analyzing Learning. It's a diagnostic competency based assessment framework for CBSE schools. CBSE schools in 21 countries had given last year the exam. About 14 lakh students appeared for it. uh, so this is about OLabs. Why I'm telling you this is that we expect that these are some of the very relevant education technology projects which are government initiatives, and all of us needs to be aware of it. Maybe later you may be contributing to these projects or initiatives as well, or you may want to join to CDAC in forms of interns or in kind of any kind of contributions you can do to these labs. Recently, we also had a hackathon where college students actually prepared a number of prototypes. We had a competition for that, and we had about 75 teams, and many of them participated into it. This is about SUFFLE, which is Structured Assessment for Analyzing Learning. It's a very low cost solution for we developed the platform for it, and it is a low stake exam, and it is the CBSE is planning to deploy it for all the CBSE schools this year. Since most of you have been possibly part of many CBSE schools, so this is one of the NEP deliverables. So we are closely working, CDAC is working with NCRT as well as CBSE. And today's session, coming to our today's session, we are focusing on gamification in education. Okay, so when you might have seen the brochure, many things might have come to your mind that what exactly is this gamification? Is it another buzzword that I need to know? It works or not? How does it work? And why only gamification in education? Like you all are there, I think, from different domains. So, does it have any kind of relevance in other domains? And I've heard about games, but what is gamify? So, can it help me in any way in some of the things which I am doing? So, these are some of the things which, when I had come across gamification, um, I was thinking about this, and I believe that some of you may also be thinking about it. So let's get started with it, and let's see that what is this gamification all about. So, what are we going to touch upon in the session today is what exactly is gamification? Why is it relevant here? And which domains are currently using gamification? What is the purpose for which people are using gamification? Then we go into a little bit of technicalities of gamification. That what are the types and components of gamification? Then let us look into where did it work? Did it really work, or it didn't work, or what are the studies saying, or people who are working with gamification saying? And if at all we are convinced about what gamification is all about, how do you go about gamifying it? Do I need to know the coding? Do I need to know certain technologies? How do I do it? Can a non-technical person, a teacher, can do it? So these are many things. We will also see a case study. We'll see certain examples, and we need to know any concept. It's always good to know it from all the angles instead of just looking at one aspect of it. So we will also touch upon the myths and limitations associated with gamification, then coming on to the takeaways. Okay. So I want to ask the moderator that is it possible people go to menti.com? Is it possible, or can they put it on the chat? That is also fine. Miss Soumya, is it fine? They can go to menti.com, or they will put it on chat. That is also fine. Y- you are not audible. So the question that is there is,
Ma'am, am I audible?
yeah, you're audible. So I just want to ask that is it okay that we go for menti.com, or if they can put it on chat, that is also fine. I
Yes,
have
ma'am. We can put it on the chat.
on the chat. Okay, fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Students, the question that I have for you all is name any two games which you loved playing. So put that in the chat box. And it can be any game, online, offline, indoor, outdoor. Please put names of any two games which you have loved playing. Put it on the chat. Okay, Ludo, Sudoku, okay. Some people are sending me private messages. Okay. Anything else? Kabaddi. Okay. Volleyball. Come on, all of us love to play some games, right? We have played it in the school, in the college. Um, it can be even indoor games, like for example, when it's raining heavily or something, then we play Candy Crush. Okay. uh, hmm, Badminton and chess. Yes, any online game is also fine. That's no one is judging you on your favorite games. Okay. Chess. Okay. Fine. Fine. So we got an idea about almost, or maybe it's there in your mind now that this is your favorite game. Now, my next question. Okay. My next question is, um, in any game of your choice, your favorite game, just choose one. Which aspect of the game interested you the most? Which is that aspect of the game? So you said kabaddi, or you said sudoku, or you said some other game. So what is that aspect of the game that interested? There can be more than one aspects, but please put on the chat that what is the aspect that interested you the most? Graphics, okay. What else? Teamwork, okay. Connecting to people, challenge, okay. Increasing building of wisdom, learning something, mentorship, okay. Coordination, okay. Being the best version of self, okay. Ludo online, connecting people, and mind sharp, okay. These are really interesting elements that you all are coming up with. Mindset. We used to like it? Why is it that confidence when we win any games? Okay, but in games we lose as well, right? So both the things are there, but still we love it. It's not that we fail, we lose a game, still we don't go and play that game. So so there is something inherent in games which is actually making us um, enjoy that particular process, right? We like that. We enjoy it, we find fun in it, we get engaged in that, we always look forward um to play the game. So these are some of the things. So keep hold on and keep these thoughts in your mind while we introduce gamification. So, if you just search gamification on the web, then you will find all sorts of things. Gamification is this. To me, gamification is finding way to incent the behavior that you want your team to have. Gamification is 75% psychology and 25% technology. Gamification is as important as social and mobile. And there are several things that that is being said about gamification, but can we get a very simple definition or something which can make all of us have a sense of what gamification is? Okay. So, in this crowd of many definitions, many interpretations, many perspectives about gamification, let me first start with what gamification is not. Okay. So, before starting with what is gamification, let's see what it is not. So, gamification is not, of course, it's something related to technology, right? Technology in the education. Technology is Gamification is not making your system or your environment or your framework into a game. So this is definitely not gamification. Okay. Gamification is not some kind of simulation which you can play. It's not a simulation. Gamification is not game theory. It's not some theory about games which we are going to apply. Then what exactly is gamification? What exactly is a simple definition of gamification? So, gamification, as we say, it is actually based on the premise that can we bring in some of those aspects which we loved while playing games into some of the daunting tasks that we have. Say, for example, I have to submit a report today. So it may be really. I mean, it is complex task for me. It's a little time consuming task for me. Can I make it? Can I have the same motivation or engagement as I would have while playing some game which I love to do? So, can we bring in certain elements from the game world into our this serious business of either you are completing an assignment or you're teaching something to the students, or it can be when you're trying to understand the concept, trying to submit a project. Can we bring in those elements to make the students engaged or motivated to do it? So that exactly is what gamification is. Use of game elements in non-game context. That's the most important thing. What is gamification? It is the use of game elements in non-game contexts. Okay. So this is the main takeaway that you need to carry with you at the end of this session. The rest all things, even if you forget about it, or that's all fine. But gamification is use of what? The game elements in non-game context. So the idea is that using game attributes to drive game-like behavior in a non-game context. So non-game context is it's not a game that we are doing, a assignment submission, a discussion board, or yeah, it can be solving a particular, a lab assignment. It can be anything of that sort. So there we are bringing in the game elements. Now, why are we talking about gamification? Because the game-based mechanics, aesthetics, and game thinking, it is said in the literature, in the research, it's mentioned that they can engage learners, motivate their actions, and help them solve problems. So this is what is being said. That's why it's relevant in the education domain. Gamification has also, apart from engaging the learners, engaging motivation is some of the obvious things that happens. But it also has the potential. It also has the potential to improve learning if it is well thought of, and used correctly. So this is the reason why we all are discussing gamification, and why where you can see gamification around you. Though you may not be knowing it's gamification, but there is gamification all around you. In When you're buying something, in different domains, gamification is used. For example, in education is what today we are discussing. So game elements like points, badges, leaderboards, these are the most basic ones. You also have the advanced ones, which is more relevant for motivation, engagement, and participation. Okay. So education is the domain that we are going to discuss. We are discussing today. But is it relevant in other domains as well? Of course, it is. In marketing and customer engagement, where brand to encourage positive word of mouth and drive sales through loyalty programs. Do you all remember? We have loyalty programs in most of these e-commerce websites. What is that? It is motivating you to do the next purchase. If you refer to a friend, you get something. Okay. If you purchase this, man, you can redeem the points. These all elements are actually getting you to go back to their website and do what they want you to do. Okay. So, in healthcare and wellness, gamified apps and systems are motivating people to adopt a healthier lifestyle. So, if you complete these many steps, these are the points you get. You get a badge. Okay. You get some medal. So, all these things are, or you are climbing up the levels. So in health and wellness also it is used. And one of the most important areas which I feel is very important, where gamification is relevant, is workplace. You all have just come to the college, but when you go or when you join jobs, you would understand that there is a lot of there is a workload is there, and there are complex things that you have to do, and you have to work with teams. You are not just working with computers, you're working with people, and people at different levels of different domains. So at that time, motivation, engagement to work becomes very, very important. And motivating people to work, their wellness, there also gamification plays an important role. So these are some of the areas where gamification is relevant. Now, let's come back and focus again on gamification in education. So, gamification in education, why, as I mentioned, why people are more interested about it is it's an established approach to enhance the engagement of learners. See, we are in the education domain, okay? We are in the education domain. So, just a minute. We are in the education domain. So, it's very important for us that the learners, it's very important for us that the learners remain engaged. I think my screen is not visible.
Ma'am, it was, but currently it
Yeah,
is not
yeah, yeah,
visible.
yeah. Anyway, I'm just looking into it. So we'll continue with what we had been discussing about. So why is student engagement important? It's important for us is because all the even if develop a lot of good content with a lot of good graphics and interactive content, it is important that the students are motivated enough to access the content, to complete their work, to collaborate with each other. That's why it's very important that gamification is done. So, and now I want to ask on chat to people: have you seen gamification around you? Not just your, maybe in your college environment, or maybe in your school, or maybe when you're buying something. Can you tell me on chat if there are any places where you have seen gamification, or any game elements are being used in the non-game context? Can you please tell? Duolingo, great. That's a good example. Duolingo is, those who don't know, it's for learning languages. Anyone else? Is there any gamification that you have seen around you? Coding, okay. In non-game context, okay. Where else? In school, okay. In school, can you elaborate? In school, what you have seen? Where has your teacher or your faculty used gamification, and in which context it has been used? Yeah, in, okay. Google Pay vouchers. Yes, exactly. Google Pay vouchers. We get Google Pay vouchers when we do a transaction. Yes. Snapchat streaks, okay. Classcraft, okay. Classroom rewards. Yes, this is one of the most used rewarding system that teachers use. When you complete something, or if you daily you write something, if you write 10 lines every day, I'll give you 10 points, and after 10 days, I'll give you a chocolate, something of that sort, right? So, yes, these are all important, and these are valid approaches that are being used by people for gamification. So, apart from motivation and engagement, to do something, also when you're doing a complex task, it becomes very difficult to motivate students, or students lose interest. And what happens is that yeah. So students lose interest, and they are not able to complete the task, or they may actually go ahead and do a dropout from the class. So that is a concern that we have in many of when we are putting in online courses or even offline courses. These are some of the issues that we face. I'll just bring in the presentation in 2 minutes. I'm just putting the screen now. This meeting is being recorded. Can you please give me this sharing rights? I've logged in again.
Sure, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, so Archana Rani, please give the screen.
Yes, ma'am. Just wait for a few minutes only.
Okay, no issues. Okay, there is a comment. I like to simplify and interesting by conducting encouraging game for a new fresher who joined the team. That's excellent. Is there any issue in share screen?
Ma'am, I'm just contacting with the person, backend team, just few minutes only.
Okay, sure. So, the gamification element, as I mentioned, that motivation and engagement is one of the primary purpose for which gamification is used. And apart from that, deeper understanding and knowledge is also one of the reasons for which it is primarily used, gamification. The next thing that we have seen from the literature as to and from different case studies which are available, we are curious to know that what is the purpose for which people actually want to use gamification. Okay, so what is the purpose for which people use gamification? So what we found was that people use gamification for various purposes. And some of the important purposes for which gamification is used widely is, let me list it out. Um, I'm just reading it out. To increase student motivation is one of the most important aspect for which gamification is being used. Apart from that, increasing as attendance in a particular session. That is what is also said by many faculty that they want to use gamification. And then to improve student academic performance, to make learning fun, are also some of the aspects which many teachers have said that they want to use it as a environment which is better suited for active learning. Active learning is active learning means, do you know about what is active learning? Active learning means it is making the learning more interactive during the or more discussion oriented during the classroom. So it's apart from just doing passive kind of learning where the teacher is talking and you are just listening. What is done is that the teacher actually poses a lot of questions. There are interim questions which are asked, and then I've still not received the rights.
Ma'am, please check now.
Okay, okay. Let me
Yes,
just.
ma'am.
Okay. Host disabled attendee. So you can see there are two, three. My two logins are there. So you give it to both of them. Okay. So people are interested in gamification to improve academic performance uh, and to make learning fun. That is also there. And and it is also a significant emerging business practice in many of the places. That's why people are actually going for gamification.
Ma'am, is it done now?
Let me see. It's saying host disabled attendee screen sharing.
Just wait a minute, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. Not an issue. Sorry everyone for this disruption. So these kind of disruptions actually make us lose the engagement in a topic or some kind of things. So uh, it is very important that we keep our learners also hooked up to what we are talking about. And gamification plays a role here, that when the student is feeling bored, or when the student when the content is getting complex, or there are any other kind of issues which may get the student to lose interest, at that time gamification plays roles. I have got the screen sharing. Thank you so much.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. So I hope it is visible now. I hope my screen is visible, guys. Okay, fine. Yeah. So now everything is fine about gamification. Really, everything is fine about gamification, but we need to keep certain things in our mind when we have to go for gamification. When we start giving reward to someone to for a particular activity, that person is likely to be there in the reward loop forever. So that is one of the concern. We need to address that. And not all students find reward based gamification um, satisfactory. Many of you may not like if a ranking is displayed of your semester marks, isn't it? So it's not that everyone, likes it. Shit. Okay. So extrinsic rewards weakens intrinsic motivation. So we need to remember that rather than providing rewards for behavior, can we design systems so that that can help users to find their own reasons for engaging with the behavior. Okay. So no one gives you chocolate every time when you go and play a game, but it is you have your own reasons for which you go there. So we need to design gamification accordingly. Okay. Now let's see what are the components of gamification. How does it actually work? How does it work? So there are these three layers which are there of gamification. So tomorrow, if you get into education field or you could get into other fields, so yeah, where it is important to use gamification, you need to understand this complete hierarchy and the technicalities of gamification. It is not associated with any particular technology. It's an abstract concept. So first of all, you need to have a high level conceptual goal as to why you want to keep gamification in your context. So, do you want to show progression? It's important for your students or your users. You want to show the progression. You want to show achievements to them. You want to put some constraints to them so that it becomes more engaging. So, first of all, you need to have a higher level conceptual goals. Thereafter, you will have mechanics. If you want to make it, put constraints, or you want to show achievements, then certain mechanics are there. For example, you can if you want to show achievement, possibly some kind of points mechanism can be shown, some kind of rewards can be given, some kind of recognition can be given to the learners. If you want to put constraints, then put in some challenges in between reaching to one level to another level. These are the mechanics, or we can say the basic processes or the mediating processes that will help us to achieve our conceptual goals. And then at the last level, or the final level, or the minutest level, what will be there? It will be the elements. It will be there. It will be the elements, that is the components or elements that are actually going to be used in your system. So either it is your quiz, or it is your discussion board, or it is your assignment submission, or it is an e-commerce website. So what are the things based on your conceptual goal? Always make sure that it is aligned to your high level conceptual goal. You don't start gamification by saying that I want to include points. No, you start by your high level conceptual goals. I want to show some kind of achievement. I want them to come back. I want to show the kind of progression that they are doing. Based on that, you choose, say, for example, progress bars. So these kind of things you need to go from bottom up, top down, bottom up. You need to do back and forth till you find whatever is relevant for your particular context. Now, are there any different types of gamification? Okay, so we do have structural gamification and content gamification. These are the two known types of gamification that we have. What is from the name, I think you can make out that what is structural gamification and what is content gamification. Structural gamification is what you actually see in most of the websites. So for example, if you take a quiz, you get maybe you get certain points. If you watch 10 videos, you will get certain points. So nothing is happening in the video as such, right? The video is the same, or the content is the same, the textual content or the basic content is the same, but you are applying the game element to the environment around the content. The content remain as is, only you are adding certain, you can say, certain elements which is as per our goal. You want to add certain points to it which is kind of superficial to the content. The next type of content is next type of gamification is content gamification. As the name implies, it is application of game elements, that is the elements in make game mechanics and the thinking to alter the content. So the content itself gets modified. So it's not that the content remains the same. The content itself, there are some inherent changes which are done in the content to make it more game-like, to make it more incorporate more game-like features inside it. So these are the two type of gamification. Uh, as I had said that gamification, we have to be very careful about how we are doing gamification, because if you're giving rewards, then you have to always give a rewards. And when some of the students may not like ranking or leaderboards, so content gamification is to where it is where you want to immerse the students in the content. Okay, so that is where content gamification is more relevant. It has shown to it has also shown certain long term benefits for the students, and the content lends itself to inclusion of certain mysteries or stories or narratives, so that students don't look at only materialistic things in the in the framework, like a badge or a medal, but they look for a reason. So that's where it's at a higher level of gamification. That's content gamification. Okay, so just we'll take a pause here before moving on to examples and case studies. What all we saw so far was that we know that gamification is use of game like elements in non-game context, so that we can bring in those attributes which are triggered by a game inside our learners or users, and get them to motivated or engaged in the tasks that they are supposed to do. Okay, so now let me show you some of the examples that we have done in one of our systems, OLABs. So OLABs, as I mentioned, that OLABs is it's we have created a lot of labs. I'll just switch to one of the screens. I hope it is visible to you all. Can you see Visheshan screen? Can you see
Yes,
Visheshan
ma'am.
screen? Yeah, yeah. So this is one of the labs where Visheshan words have to be shown. Okay. So the student has to identify. So this is in Hindi. Okay. So this is in Hindi also, English also. So let me just show you the self-evaluation part. So there is this theory is there, then there is a procedure, and then there is a simulator where the student is actually going through the lab, and this is kind of an interactive activity, though it is a languages don't have labs. So what we have is we have standard interactive activities focused on these main hard concepts. So for example, here you can see that there are two levels which are there. So first, only learning about a particular aspect, maybe the basic aspect, and then moving to the second. So here there is this level one, and when the student completes it, he can move to the level 2. So what I wanted to show you here is there is this self-evaluation part which we are supposed to give to all the students once they are completing the labs. Okay. So now this is how the quiz looks like. There is a question. Okay, there is a private message to me. Not a single word is audible. Is it right? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay, okay, fine.
And the video is also working
Yeah,
good.
yeah, 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 fine. So you can see that there is this question and there are these four options which are there, isn't it? As so in this way, there are this 10 questions. So in one of the questions, there is also an image and there are certain options to it. So this is what the students are supposed to do. Now, what we have done is we have gamified this part in our simulation so that the students get engaged into solving this assignment. Most of the time they find it very boring they like to play the game or to do the activity, but they find it very boring to actually do the assignment. Okay, so what we have is that I'll show you the um, assignment. The same questions which you saw. Okay, so I hope everyone can see the screen. I hope the screen is visible. And so the same question is there. You can see there is a progress bar here, and there are these 10 questions. So the student knows that there are 10 questions coming in. The time is given here. The points are given here. So there is a question here, and let us see if I choose the wrong one, then it gives me some audio is also there and it gives me some message for that. And then when I select the correct one, it's actually let me do see whether that's the right one. And there is some kind of positive indication that is given to the learner. The point also the student gets, and there is also a progression that you can see in this. Similarly, when the student moves to the second one, the question is being changed, and we can see that whether it's right or wrong, that's given. Then the same question one where the image was there. इसमें विशेषण क्या होगा? इसमें विशेषण है लाल. So that also it's getting. So in similar way, you can see that we are in a very simple or a basic format of gamification. The content hasn't changed. I have not made the questions as a game. I have kept the questions as it is, but what we have done is we have added superficially certain um certain contents which are there here. Okay. So now the next, I'll give you next example where it is more like a game for the learner. So this is, remember, you may find it very basic because this is for school children. So, so here, what you're supposed to do is, I hope the screen is visible. Yeah, here. I hope you can see the screen. Start. So here you can see that you have to find the hidden triangles. And you can just choose which are the hidden triangles. This can be shown. Sound I have switched off. So this kind of environment is given to the learner and they have to find the shapes of triangles which are there, and the triangle spotted with the timer is given to them, and they can actually see which are the elements which are triangles, and they have to identify all the triangles which are there, and they can proceed further. So in this year, what we have done is just try to make understanding of identifying triangles. Instead of giving them a list of objects, we have given them. See, now you have lost time and the time is over. So instead of just giving them a list of different aspects, what we are doing is that we are giving them in the form of a scenario or a room which is there, and that in the room they have to find out the different kind of elements. Okay, so the concept again remains the same, and we are using it similarly. The same concept we are using it for quadrilaterals, for square and other shapes as well, where the different screen and scenarios will be given to the learners. Now there is this one more type of lab which is there. Then I will move. Uh, so this lab is for forms of money. Okay. And in the form of money, what we have is we have the objective as usual in all the things. And so here we have to see that what are the different kind of money transactions that happen. This is a social science lab. The social science is inherently a very boring subject. You all will agree with it. That and teaching social science also is very difficult because the students are in general they are demotivated to do that. So here now we have given in the increasing level there are certain concepts for which there are interactive activities. Okay, so I'll not get into details of it. I want to show you another type of gamification as well. So here you can see that these are logged levels. So unless you complete a particular level, you will not be allowed to go to the next level. Okay. So you cannot go to the next level. So this is kind of a constraint that we have put in, so that we are kind of forcing in a positive way to the learner. So they are motivated ki ha, I have to lock the next level, so I will complete it. Otherwise, if you tell them to go in an increasing order, possibly they may not go in that format. Okay. So now let me show you another way in which gamification is being done. So this is an example that I'll be showing you is of a content gamification. Okay. So what we are doing here is we have gamified the content. Let me just share the screen with you. Setting up, opening it up. Yeah. Yes. I hope everyone can see the screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. So before I'll just give you an idea about what this is about. So I'll tell you what was my problem. This is some work that we have been doing. So what we are doing is that you saw all O labs is there. All of us have done labs in our schools, science labs. All of us have done. We have done Ohm's law. We have done Hooke's law. We have done other chemistry labs and so on. So what we are trying to do is that we are trying to bring in some inquiry. We want the students to think like a scientist when they are doing a particular lab. So we don't want them to just go through the procedure that is given. We want them to discover what they have to do with the apparatus to solve a particular problem or to find solution to something. That is the core idea of it. Okay, so what we did is that in OLabs, we have added certain parameters, certain aspects, so that the student can do science inquiry. Science inquiry is nothing but following the process which scientists typically follow while doing their experiments. See, they don't go in a lab and they have a standard procedure and they follow it. What they do is that they have a problem to be solved, and they have certain certain materials with them which they work put together. They want to see what are the changes that are there. They do the setup and then they do the findings. So they do a lot of investigations, they plan the investigation, they collect what data is there, and they do the accordingly they will find out whatever, whether it worked, it didn't work, or what happened. They find out from that perspective. Now when I add this level to O labs, the issue is that students generally don't get and there is a lot of low engagement in the learners in this. So what we wanted to do is that how can we make it more interesting. So the what we did is we have chosen content gamification as one of the aspects for engaging the learners into this inquiry task. Say for example, a simple pendulum lab is there and a real world problem has to be solved using that lab. Then how the student will go ahead and do it. So for that, we have added certain gamification elements like mystery, avatar, achievement, challenges, story, onboarding, and so on. Okay, so let us get started. I'll show you the screen as to how it can be done, because it's important we see that how certain things can be done. So first thing, we start with what is the science inquiry, what how do we go about doing science inquiry. So first of all, what we do is we give the learners a a interesting way in which they can learn about these various tasks. So what they do is they come for an onboarding activity, and they need to know about each of these tasks. So you can see that first they need to know about plan, and this all is logged. This cannot be done. So only when I study plan, only then I can actually go ahead with I got it, I have completed it, I have viewed it, only then the investigate will get unlocked. So this is about the inquiry. So in this similar way, they can go through all the science inquiry, and once this finish stage is done, they get a badge that now you have onboarded science inquiry. Okay. So the first task of understanding the concept is done with this onboarding. This is a one of the elements that we have added of content gamification. Then the next thing is what we do is we take them to the challenge. The next thing that they will do is they'll get into the challenge mode. So what is there is now it's not directly the problem statement. Two mascots come in. These mascots are actually again a part of our gamification. So is Dhruv and Tara are two mascots who will be there along with the learner as they are doing this inquiry. So they can choose the problem scenario. Again, here the choice is with the learner. So, acha, I don't like park, then I'll go to the galaxy. If I don't like galaxy, then I'll go to the park. So then again a problem is given. So here a story is given. Instead of the word problem, a story is given related to two friends who go to the park. So story is given. The story is also or narrative is also a content gamification element. And at the end, we are not giving them four options out of which they have to choose. The question is the two friends are arguing. And what we tell the student is that these two friends are arguing that this Anna thinks swing will take longer, Ben thinks it won't change at all. Who is right? Investigate using the lab. So there, here we are leaving them with a mystery. So then they start with the questions and they can start with the investigation. So now the five steps of investigation is planning, investigating, analyze. I'll just take one so that you get an idea. We'll not do the complete thing. But here is for you to get a feel as to how a content gamification has been done. So plan is there. So plan task. Now, when a scientist is doing planning, then he is having a different kind of role to be played. That is, he's in an investigator avatar. So what you will do is you'll wear the hat of an investigator, which has been unlocked here. You can see that at the right side here you can see that the investigator task is the hat is there is a green tick there which says that this is unlocked. That means you have to choose this particular task, that is the investigator task. Then you will go to the investigator task. you will investigate. Now, here comes our interesting investigate using the lab. So, you can see that there is a milestone. There are several things that the learner has to do, but we are now showing it in the form of this road, which starts from here and it goes with unlock stages till the end. So, and there is a mascot here present to guide the learner again. So, the content remains the same. The content of doing the investigation, solving the problem remains the same, but we have added a lot of elements here. And this again, these elements are going to work based on how this learner proceeds further. So here, instead of telling that you have to go till the end, if you give a visual indication, and visual indication of which is the path that you have to show, so no one is saying anything, the learner can make out. And the progression in the form of this green stars is also shown. Okay, and that's how the learner comes, and they get a this is the avatar that they have to take. So the avatar is also shown to the learner, so they learn about what that avatar is about, see the problem, and so on. So in this way, what happens is that the learner is actually completing the task and then moving back to the next task. Once it's done with it, they can just complete it and they can move back to the next, proceed to the next task. Here it is after investigation, move to analyze. So when I move to analyze, my avatar gets changed to that of analyzer and the analyzer hat gets visible, and then I have to follow it. So this was again another. So let's get back to our presentation, um, where we saw that certain tasks the learner had to be done, which were kind of complex tasks. But the learner was what we did is we have brought in certain elements of gamification into it so that the students find it engaging. Okay, so what are that? We brought in a story. We had the story, right? We had the story part, which was at the way in which Anna and Ben were arguing with each other. Then there was a mystery question to had kindle curiosity among the learners. Then the challenge was solving that problem. Then avatar was given to the learner so that it role plays in every task. So if it is an investigator task, then investigator avatar has to be worn. If it's an analyzing task, then an analyzer avatar has to be done. So in different domains, avatar can be specific. Say for example, if it is he has to act as a doctor, has to act as a detective, has to act as a lawyer to find evidences. So you just assume that role. So you are giving them this particular element which will help them do a role play in the things of your interest. Then achievement was in the form of a badge we were giving at the end of subtasks. Onboarding activities wherein they don't feel daunted with this whole lot of new concepts, and control was also given to them. They could choose which type of problem they want to start with. They want to restart, they want to come do back and forth, and so on. So this was a way in which a simple task like this, right from choosing problem, plan, investigate, analyze, predict, and consolidate, was gamified to include the gamification elements wherein badges, mystery, story, challenges were added to the learner. Yeah. So this is how it looked like. So I hope this gave you an idea about how you can do a different type of gamification, just an example of structural as well as content gamification, which was there. Um, so now we'll go ahead with yeah. So this is almost a second slide. We are gamification. We need to have the word of caution for all of you. There is also certain critic of gamification that it appears exploitative. It may decrease attention span of students. Students may need instant gratification as a motivation always. So we need to have these critics in our mind when we are actually gamifying our systems, our interventions, our content, and even in other domains, we need to look at it. So, considering these all things, we have to do it. Then there are certain myths associated with gamification, which I think have been busted till now. That gamification doesn't work. It does work in certain use cases, in certain areas. It does work only if it is rightly implemented. It can fix anything, of course not. It cannot fix everything, anything. It can fix certain elements related to student behavior, learner behavior, user behavior. That too, it can just enhance it or improve it. And it's best suited for millennials or young users. It's not like that. There are also many adult learners or higher age learners who do have demotivation or loss of engagement in certain things. There they can also use gamification, can be used. So just add badges and you have gamified learning experience. It's not limited only to badges, points and leaderboards. You saw that we did see avatars, we saw mascots, we see mystery, we saw story, we saw narrative. There are so many other gamification elements which are there. Okay. Soumyaji, I think I have, the time is over, right?
Yes, ma'am. Now I would like to invite Dr. Yogendra Pal Singh, sir, to give you the vote of thanks.
Okay. Thank
Yes,
you
ma'am.
so much. So this is the summary that all of us gamification use of game elements in non-game context. I hope you carry this and you do gamification with keeping in mind all the critics and the constraints associated with gamification. So thank you so much. This is the contact information of our team. In case you want to work with us, you want to know more about our work, please do write to us. This is my email address as well. Yes, over to you, Dr. Yogendra. Am I audible? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Sir is joining.
Okay, okay, okay.
You are audible.
Hello, ma'am. I hope I am audible.
Yes, 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 Dr. Yogendra, you are
Great, great,
audible.
ma'am. Ma'am, you have to stop sharing your screen.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Is
Okay.
it fine now?
Yes, yes, it's perfectly fine, ma'am. So, it's really, I'm very thankful that you accepted the invitation and you actually engaged the audience. I can see in the beginning, means it happens for the very first time that in the beginning audience were low, then it increased.
Okay.
So, so I think this is the time for a official vote of thanks. I know the weather is not good at your end and the lights is not there. So you still manage. That's really, really nice for me. Okay, so anyway, let's now go ahead with the vote of thanks. So again, good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Center for Distance and Online Education, Vivekanand Global University, I would like to extend our deepest gratitude to Ms. Archana Rani for delivering such an insightful and the concept of gamification and provided us with a clear practical roadmap for integrating game mechanism to create more engaging, effective, and enjoyable learning experiences. You showed us not just the how, but the why, and also presented examples implemented by Educational Technology Unit for the courses. Thank you very much for taking time from your busy schedule, making special arrangements, even when weather is not good. As a small token for your immense appreciation, uh, um, I would like to present the certificate from CDOE team. I hope my screen is visible. So,
Thank you so much.
thank you, ma'am. We would also like to extend our sincere thanks to the dedicated support team, social media team, technical team, especially Pankaj Sharma, who is managing many sessions simultaneously, and I'm really surprised to see his abilities. So these people are working tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure these sessions were seamless and technically flawless. The coordination was vital to our success. A special word of thanks goes to our learners who were actively participating, asking questions, some relative, some non-relative, but all are okay. You shows your interest by making the reactions as well. Even with the limited interaction capability, you were engaging throughout the session. That's really nice. Once again, thank you, ma'am, for sharing your wealth of knowledge with us. Thanking you all for making this a truly memorable and impactful learning journey. We look forward to the possibilities of more such collaborative and engaging session in the future. Thank you very much.
Sure. Thanks so much. So we couldn't take much questions, any questions. So you can always write to me. My email address is archana@sidac.in. Any of the learners want to write to me, please, you can write and I'll be happy to take up your queries. If there
Sure.
are any queries, I think time is not there. So I think
So what happens after the session? We collect all the questions. We receive
okay.
questions as a feedback. So
Okay.
all students who are there, I would again like to remind you that you have to submit a feedback form. Based
Okay.
on that, you will get a certificate. So there they ask the questions, they give the
Yeah.
feedback. So what we do, we
Sure.
compile them and we share the questions with the presenter as well
Okay.
as
Okay.
the reviews that they have given.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Sure.
Thank you very much for taking
Thank
the.
you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you and have a nice
Thank you,
evening to
ma'am.
everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
So, learners, I have joined the feedback form link in the chat. From that, you can fill the form and get your participation form. And thank you, everyone. Keep joining
Thank
us,
you.
and
Thank
we
you.
will
And
have the next
apologies
session
to
also.
everyone for the technological constraints from
No
my
issues,
side.
ma'am. Ma'am, session was very wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you to my team who has joined and who made this possible as well. ETU team, Suman, Vaibhav, all of them. Thank you. So you can leave the meeting, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so
Thank you very
much.
much, ma'am. Bye.
Bye.